Hi ho, I am Russian Bear, and today I'm back to Russia from the Netherlands. I was in the Netherlands for 3 months, and now I'm back to Russia. And football championship 2018 already ended, so we came here in the middle of this championship. It was fun to see a lot of foreigners on the streets of Moscow. And actually, this football championship, it was really a good thing for our country, because it's, I think, we had Olympic Games in Sochi. We had it a few years ago, but Sochi, it's quite local thing. I mean, people all over Russia, they didn't felt it much. But this football championship, we had it in several cities, in Moscow, in St. Petersburg and others, and it's actually influenced a lot at Russian people. And even for me as a Russian, I felt that I thought that our people in Russia, they're not so hospitable, they're not so open to foreigners because of this Soviet Union iron wall, and because of we have a lot of propaganda and war rhetorics, not war but offensive rhetorics toward of other countries, like, oh, Russia is surrounded by enemies and something like this. And I was afraid that people in Russia, they would be more xenophobic, and they would be more racist. Not all of them, of course, but I thought that we would meet something like this sometimes. But I was very amazed that actually Russian people, they're really hospitable, they're really open, and it was big pride for a lot of people in Russia to have guests and to be a part of this international event. And also this football championship, it influenced a lot in a lot of important things in minds of people. Because, okay, first which came to mind, it's this homophobic thing. In Russia we have a lot of people who are actually very homophobic, and they do not like gays or lesbians and other stuff. I think it's because of propaganda, it's because of what you could say, it's because of low education and other stuff. And actually this championship, it showed that actually it's not so bad, especially in big cities. And from the government level came like, okay, for the time of championship, let's everything which want to be would be. And it was like, it's not a perestroika, of course, it's not like falling of iron wall, because we have some core features of our national idea which came from propaganda, because we have several national ideas and actually even this propaganda, we have several layers of propaganda from different sides, and as in all countries, I think, because it's not our government, it's not one thing, because in government there is several forces, and they have their own ways to influence informational streams. Yeah. So this, just as a result, I think even Putin who organized all this stuff. I mean, his idea was to he tried right now to move Russia, to get Russia back to international cooperation, because after this Crimea question, after war in Syria and other past events, we have a lot of sanctions, a lot of international laws which make Russian trade, Russian economy not in good way, which influenced it in bad way. I do not know the word. Sanctions, sanctions in Russian. Restrictions, okay, economical restriction which applied by USA and Europe because of Crimea, and we had G8, like 8 biggest countries, and we was excluded from it, and we was like in isolation. And this event, it was like a step forward to break this isolation for Russia, and it was quite successful. But I think that Putin and our government system, they didn't expect that it would influence at Russian people, at community in Russia so much, because it showed that actually we Russians, we're very European country, and we could be very tolerant to other cultures, to other visions, to other people who not like us maybe, who look different, who feel different, who speak different language. And this tolerance, I think nobody expected it, that it would be so strong. And okay, it's a part of Russian soul, you could say, that we are very hospitable, and it's like our tradition for hundreds of years to be hospitable. So if you have a guest in your city, if you have a guest in your house, you put the best dishes which you could, even if you are not wealthy person. If you're a poor person, you would try to give the best to your guests. And but after USSR, it was and all this propaganda in USSR that everybody's enemies, and in Russia right now we also had a lot of this propaganda after Crimea, especially that it's like controversy. It's vice versa to USA propaganda. In USA propaganda, they say that all Russians, they are so bad. In a lot of in a lot of movies, blockbusters movies, when you see bad person in this movie, it would be Russian very often, and it's also part of this propaganda. It's funny, but still, I mean, it's everywhere, because every government system want to distract attention of its citizens from real problems of their country to external problems. So in Russia we have a lot of economical problems, and our government want to say these problems we have because of our enemies abroad. In USA it's the same thing, in Europe it's the same thing. They say, considering this, for example, elections in USA, this huge question, we will discuss it later a bit, but it's the same thing. These guys, they say, how we could turn people's vision from our real problems in economy, in wealthy life, that a lot of people are poor, how we could turn this, that something unfair in their life, how we could turn their attention from real problems to to something. And these enemies abroad, like Russia is bad or USA is bad, it's the best way to do it. And of course, actually, leaders of countries, they understand, and okay, elite in every country, they are people who educated, they understand that it's all rubbish. Not all people understand, but actually if you have a bit brain, you understand that this all big, huge reality show, which has all politics. It's like gladiators arena, where all people, they watch at this fake wrestling gladiators arena, at this fake fights. Yeah, wrestling gladiators arena, it's politics. So this football championship, it's really good thing, and I think it's changed something in Russia, because at least for 1 month and a half, our offensive propaganda at TV was turned off a bit, and it's also helped, and it's just that a lot of people come from all over the world, and they come to Russia, and our people, our common people, they saw that, oh, it's good people came here, and they're not enemies, and every people in the world, they're the same as us. So it's huge understanding, I think, and a lot of people, they felt it, and it's huge step forward. So what I could say, okay, this football championship, it costed huge money, and of course there were corruption and other stuff, but still I think the cost is tolerable. It's okay, because it helped for Russian civil society. It helped to bring level of understanding, and also of course Russia become more open, and a lot of people from other countries now, they understand that Russia, it's not an evil place, that Russians, they are like normal people, common people, and actually the only difference is the language. So yeah, it's first topic which I wanted to discuss with you. Please write your comments below. What do you think about Russian championship? And another one, it's like past news, past events which we had. It's a big meeting of Putin and Trump and Putin. They met in Helsinki, and actually a lot of people, they were expected something big from it. Actually, not much people expected, but all hoped. We want, because people in Russia and of course our government all want to go back to economy, back to interactions between other countries, and our relationship between Russia and USA, it's in so bad state right now, and everybody tired of it. Even common people, they tired. We tired. So we all hoped, not expected, because it's not really easy. It's not really easy to change, because we have to change these questions, because we have this Crimea paradox, we could say it like this, that Russia do not see any way to change something in Crimea question, and the only thing which could be discussed, it's like Donbass, how Donbass question could be solved, because like Crimea it's closed question, and everybody understands it, and all these sanctions, all the restrictions, economical restrictions, they came because of Crimea actually, and it's like a main topic. Actually, Putin in any international in any international interaction, the only topic for Russia and for other world right now, it's Crimea. It's to make international community to like to tolerate that Crimea is now Russian. And it's very hard. It's very hard because, of course, we had some quite similar events in the past, like in Yugoslavia. I do not know how it would be in Serbia and Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia in English, I do not know. I think maybe Yugoslavia. So Serbia and Yugoslavia, this thing which happened without much of international approval, and now it's solved. Okay, so it's the biggest question, and what amazed me that in USA main question to Russia, it's not the Crimea actually, it's not all this stuff, but interference into elections, into USA election. And what I could say about it, guys, it's so rubbish. It's rubbish because our resources in Russia, our economy, our resources, it's in several times less than USA and some other countries. Russia produces 3% of world product, ВВП, how it would be, global valued product, and Russia just do not have strength to interfere in anything like this. And of course, every country has its own how it would be, like ЦРУ. I see ЦРУ. Every country has spies all over the world. USA has a lot of spies. Russia has a lot of spies. Every European country has a lot of spies. It's like it works like this for decades, for hundreds of years. And of course, these spies, they always try to interfere. It's their job. They try to steal something, some intelligence information. They try to interfere into election, to anything. They trying to get compromise. They try to all these spies. They try to make more spies. They try like how to be вербовать. They try to buy politicians. They try to interfere into other countries' politics. It's normal thing, and a lot of such stuff always happens. You do not know about it a lot. We do not know about it a lot, but it happens. Spies, they are here, and what? Of course, in Russian elections, sometimes they try to interfere. In US elections, they try to interfere, but it doesn't really works because every country, they try to protect their politics systems from all this interference, and it's not possible to interfere a lot, and it always happens, but it's not possible to interfere a lot. And this thing which some hackers, they broke into Hillary Clinton email and take from there some information. It's so rubbish. I mean, if these guys, if they would took information, change it, and then publish and make scandal, and they would like change facts. Okay, but still, it's just not possible to fool with small strength, and we do not have much strength, guys. Again, in Russia, we do not have a lot of resources for interference. We just do not have enough resources. We quite poor country, guys. We have oil, we sell it, and we live because of this oil which we sell. But we do not produce much stuff I mean, we do not have cars which we produce. I mean, we're quite poor. We have enough for the living. We're trying to become rich country, but it's so long way, because our country, it's quite a new country, it's like 30 years old. Russia is 30 years old, because before we had the USSR, it broke, and our territory become twice smaller, and people which in Russia, population in Russia also twice smaller, and actually and resources in USSR had a lot of resources. USSR, it was very strong, powerful, rich country. And in USSR we had very good spies. In USSR it was like powerful country, which it was fair to be afraid of USSR. But Russia, it's not so powerful country. It's not powerful enough to interfere to US elections. And even if some people, government, spies, anything, even if they try to do something like this, to bring attention to this problem, it's like very stupid idea. It's like you go to a war, you are a soldier, and you stepped to the ant. You stepped on ant and you squashed this ant. Okay, you could stop going to the war, you could bring your attention at this ant, and that's it, and you could discuss this ant for a year. And all other problems, they are not really matter for you right now. It's what happens in USA right now, because this huge attention to this interference, it's like so bullshit, and it's really stupid. I mean, it's really hilarious. It's when I watch all this stuff, when I watched Trump and Putin's interview and press conference, I loved a lot, because it's like one of main questions is this interference. It's like, guys, it's really stupid. But what it makes, it's really good thing, again, to bring attention of common people, from real problems to this interference. And what I see, actually, this election interference, it's good for US government and for Russian government. Not for US, not for Trump government, but for anti-Trump forces in USA. Let's start from Russian side, because it's very funny. For Putin, and for people in Russia, this understanding that somebody discussing Russian interference to USA, it's like, oh, we're so powerful, we interfered, and it's actually bring Putin rating up, and it's not really good, I think. I mean, he's already have quite high rating, but I do not like Russian imperialism. I want Russia to be a country which are proud by their internal, by their economy, by our internal stuff. I mean, all this politics, interference to other countries, all these wars, I dream about Russia, which attention would be concentrated at our people, at our houses, at our roads, at our education, at our health. It's what I want. And all this military stuff in Russia, it's really irritate me. I hate it. Okay, so all this proudness, we interfered to election, and it wouldn't come if USA government wouldn't bring it, because they push this thing, and they help this military propaganda came to Russia. It's like a really stupid thing. And another thing, it's from US side. Yeah, it's okay. And another thing, it's from US side. There are a lot of anti-Trump forces, of course, because Trump, he wasn't expected in USA politics. And Trump, it's a very big stranger. And a lot of people, they do not like it, because in USA, their political system, it was very traditional for decades. And now it's like, oh, how it could be? This guy, he came from nowhere. And he has a lot of enemies. And this Russian interference, it's like biggest thing which they could push, which they could say that, oh, Trump is bad because Russians bring him here. And it's really stupid, and I mean, it's just silly thought that Putin could influence USA elections, that Putin could bring Trump as a president. It's so fucking bullshit. I mean, it would be cool if it would be like this, but we do not have such power, of course. And even, I think USA couldn't influence Russian elections also. They couldn't do it because it's too complex thing. You need to spend too much resources. It's not real. Okay, you could create several groups. You could create propaganda via internet, but we have already a lot of different opinions over internet. We have Navalny, like big opposition leader, and we have a lot of Kremlin propaganda there and a lot of others. And so you could give, for example, you could give resources to our opposition, and what? And what? And what they would buy small, what they would buy, how it would be? They wouldn't take these resources, actually, because then they could go to jail. Then they could suffer. And then if any of such persons, it would come out that they took money from abroad, their career would be ended. So it's not easy to interfere into others' elections, to other politics, but these attempts, they constant come from all countries. They all have spies. They all try to interfere, but the impact of this interference is just zero almost. They could interfere in small things, and they are not public in 100% cases. And this is this thing which they took, and it's like main question of USA-Russian relationship. The main question, it's now interference into this election, and it's so fucking silly, stupid thing. What I could say, because the question, important question, okay, it's Crimea, Donbass, how Russia could trade, in this question, what we could give to international this community of these countries, of all these countries, to make them accept Crimea. It's the only question, and this trade, it has to be started. It has to be because without it, we're just coming back to USSR. When USSR, it was very isolated country, and it's like it's like creating new North Korea. It's not really nobody would be glad of it. Nobody. And to solve Crimea problem, a lot of ways could be found. So this has to be main question, not the mythical interference. So that's it. It was my thoughts about it, guys. Please write what do you think in comments, and I'll be very glad to see your thoughts. Thank you very much. It was Russian Bear channel. Bye bye.